Okay, hi, I'm Marvin, and I'm the co-founder at Arc Labs. I am a developer and researcher. I also wanted to hop on a bounty with everybody else on the super team Nigeria. So we want to communicate with all founders that are involved in the fintech side of the super team ecosystem and have conversations with them about their products. So that is the reason why we invited you here. So I would like you to introduce yourself, sir. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Okay, my name is Daniel. I'm the co-founder of NectarFi.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So the bounty is kind of a more of a research bounty, and there are a lot of things they said we should research on. So I came up with a couple of questions, but this is going to be more of a discussion kind of thing where I'll ask questions, we discuss. If I have any inputs I could involve. So we're going to be asking you some questions in relation to how you came up with your Nigerian startup NectarFi. So should I go on the questions or is there any other thing you want us to say again?
Mm,
Okay. So the first question is what specific Nigerian user behavior or pain point led you to build this product? So, like, describe for us the typical users and their daily habits. So, what are the daily habits of the users and their pain points that all came up to create this idea in your mind for you to be able to like you build NectarFi?
okay, so thank you for that question.
Okay.
Um, I think it would be better to answer that question with sort of like evolution of what NectarFi was and where NectarFi is going, right?
Yeah, sure. That
Um,
that would be nice.
so so when we started thinking about building NectarFi, right? We wanted to build a savings application, right?
Yeah.
And that was what we worked on, a savings application where you can come, keep your money, to sort of make some gain from your money or get yield from your money and stuff like that. But as we were working on it and we were getting feedback, something kind of clicked on us to us, and that was that we can't actually start competing with all these other Web2 savings applications in terms of the yield. You understand? I mean, other ones they are giving 20%, 15%, even though it's not auto compounding, but they have like a sort of like a way money markets in web where you can sort of go keep people's money and make 40%. So even if you are giving them back 20% or 15%, it doesn't change anything. You are still making money. But what we kind of found out that we could do is that in Nigerian banks, for example, we there's something that we call savings account. I don't know if you've ever used a bank.
I
Um oh, you use banks,
I
right?
use
So
I use okay.
yes, so there's savings accounts in banks. But what the savings accounts don't do is that they do not actually earn you yield, right? Like you can keep millions of naira in your savings accounts, you don't earn yield on it. If you want to earn yield on your savings account, you have to sort of take the money, go put it into a fixed deposit. So you can say, oh, I'm putting into a fixed deposit of 1 year, 2 years, and the bank can now decide to sort of give you a yield based on that. But what the bank does is that because it's a fixed deposit, you are basically giving them the access to sort of use the money, right?
Yeah,
Go make more money
exactly.
and give me a part of that money. So it's more of like uncollateralized loan that you are giving to the bank. And the another weird thing is that the bank doesn't give you anything in return apart from the yield that they give you, right?
Okay.
All these other savings applications, you are still giving them your money. That's why if you are setting up a locked account or anything, you always see a sort of some legal stuff they will tell you, and you have to sort of say I agree because you're actually giving them the license to take your money and go do whatever they want to do with it, or they will just give you back 15% or 20% at the end of the day, right? Now, I was when we started imagining what NectarFi could be. So we imagine NectarFi to be a savings account, not just a savings account, but more of like a bank account, right? We can't actually outside because creation, and our lawyers say we should never do that. But it's more of a stable bank. If you've read about Perenna's thesis about what stable banks should be or what banks or institutions should be, right? So NectarFi is more of a savings account, like your normal bank accounts. But the cool thing about NectarFi is that your normal savings accounts don't earn yield, but NectarFi savings accounts earn yields for you. So on NectarFi, you don't need to do any other thing, but you could earn yield on your money, right? We don't we people other savings applications say that, oh, we are teaching you discipline on how to save. That's why you have to lock up your money. That's actually like a lie, because what they are basically doing is sort of like taking your money to go do other things, which is not bad in a way. But then what we do with NectarFi is that even though you want to spend your money or anything, you can still spend your money, but then your any balance that you have on NectarFi will always constantly earn yield for you. So it's a savings account that earn yields, and this savings account we sort of can do a whole lot of things now, because it's no longer meant for just keeping of money. You understand? It's now meant for like a whole lot of things, right? The number one thing is in terms of treasury, a whole lot of businesses that want to sort of manage their treasury, they can keep their treasury unidentified to be earning yield, and they can still be using it to pay for supplies and anything. Like people can make payments with Netlify now. People can receive payments from anywhere in the world, from the UK, from the US, from with your Netlify virtual account. You could easily off ramp into your bank account with our Netlify ramp. And we built all this in house. The normal off ramp tools that we have now, you always have to sort of off-ramp into your own account before you can send it out, right?
Yeah.
But with NectarFi, actually, you can decide to send money to another account from your NectarFi wallet. The money will just be sent to the person's Naira account. You don't even need to kind of interact with your banks again. And the good thing about what we built was that the banks doesn't help you build your credit score, even though that's what the bank's supposed to do. But NectarFi actually helps you build your credit score. So the more you use NectarFi, the more you build your credit score. So that was the pain point we are trying to solve. We try to give people a savings account that earns yield on every balance. Your balance shouldn't be idle. Don't keep it in that bank that will sort of be charging you maintenance fee, blah blah blah. But you can keep it on a fully self-custodial wallet that earns yield for you. So that's the pain points that we are trying to solve.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I think the idea of NectarFi is really, really robust, and it is solving a lot of problems. Me personally, I don't like keeping my money in the bank. I prefer to keep it in my wallet, and then whenever I want to use my money, I could now send it back to my bank account, because I realize
Yeah.
that there's no benefit of keeping my money in the bank account. It's just sitting down there when there are other ways we could actually earn money. Probably I'm going to try out NectarFi and deposit money. I think I tried it the other time, but I will be more serious with it now. I'll be more serious with it. So is it available in Apple, or is there like I'm not a iPhone user, so is there like a Android version for it?
So the file right now is in the MVP stage.
Okay.
What we have is the web app,
Okay.
so anybody can use it, right?
Yeah, so yeah, that's cool. So the next question is, how did you validate this problem? How do you validate that this problem was worth solving? And what assumption about Nigerian users did you have to unlearn? So how did you validate this? And in the process of you validating this, what assumptions of Nigerian users that you had to unlearn for you to be able to validate the
Okay,
idea?
okay. So I don't know, but if I've told a story of why I started building NectarFi, but I'm pretty sure Harry have mentioned it before.
Okay.
I started building NectarFi because Harry asked me a question, like he wanted to know where he could earn yield on his money, right?
Okay.
The validation that we needed, that people needed NectarFi was, it's just been like a month that we launched. I will have above 400 users. I have about $40,000 in savings, any yield on NectarFi. I've processed like $70,000
Hmm.
in payments.
Wow.
And this
So
happened just with our MVP, and web app is very clunky. I mean, it's not everybody that could use the web app. Even you like this, you might not want to keep your money in the web app because you're like you'll be like, oh, this is very very clunky, right?
yeah, sure.
But then we are actually launching our WhatsApp bot. It used to be like a self-service where you could sort of do a whole lot of things like send money to someone, receive money, pay merchants in China from your WhatsApp. And
Okay.
our mobile app is coming and we will have our virtual card and everything, milestone and a whole lot of things. Now, when you start thinking about what we've been able to achieve with almost nothing and think about where we are going, you can kind of sort of see how vast the future is, right?
Yeah.
Now, the assumptions that I have to unlearn, not me per se, because I mean, I've always been like a Nigerian. I've always sort of kind of knew this was that a whole lot of people think that Nigerians don't have access to the internet and we don't have access to
That's
stable
true.
coins,
That's true. A lot
right?
of people think that we're
And
like in the bush.
that's why you see a product and the value add is that, oh, you could use this product without Wi-Fi. You can use this product without Wi-Fi or with the phone number. That's the value add. And who are these products targeted for? Emerging markets. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, because I mean, the average Nigerian has a mobile phone. I stay in the north and you see Fulani people with Android.
Yeah, I think a lot of them now have Android phones. I think
Yeah,
the Nigerian phone user. I think the last time I checked from Nigerian that's a commission for communication, Nigerian Communication Commission. They said they have about 180 million Nigerians with actual mobile phones. That's the ones that
okay.
like Android phones, not with
So
touch screen.
so
Yeah. Okay.
so you now start thinking about, oh, but these people have access to the internet. Why do you want to build a product that they will call it banking the unbanked? Like I don't know if they've ever thought about that. If anybody is not banked in Nigeria now, the person probably doesn't want to be banked.
Exactly. I think that's just the truth because we have a
Yeah,
lot of fintech like OPay, PalmPay that are available that you can
yeah,
bank.
the person doesn't want to be banked. So now, the whole assumption that you have to sort of be in New York or be in Germany or be anywhere to build actual products in Nigeria that you see banking the unbanked in emerging markets, I think it's hogwash, and
Mhm.
I don't fancy it. Another thing is that Nigerians do not have access to stable coins. That's a big lie too, because most suppliers, most importers in Nigeria, they're already using stable coins to settle bills, right?
Yeah,
The
that's
only
true.
thing is that they don't hold these stable coins because there's no way to keep it, right? They only buy the one they want to use and pay for goods and services. They do not actually know that, oh, we could actually buy this, a whole lot of this, and keep it in our wallet, and it's any yield for us. And anytime that we want to use it to pay for goods, we can use and pay for goods, right? Like the actual like holding like a normal US dollar, right? So
So
that's what the price trying to solve.
so you're
Many
saying
people have access to stable coins.
okay.
What we have to do is give them more things they could do with the stable coins. You understand?
Hmm.
Make it an actual way of life. So that's what we are running for.
Okay. That's cool. So what we are what you are trying to say is that Nigerians are already online. They are
Yes,
aware. They are aware of.
yes,
They have been using stable coins for a while, and
yeah.
definitely stablecoin is not a new thing for them. But the
It's
problem is
not.
that they don't have a system that could actually allow them to engage in financial activities with stablecoins.
Yeah, exactly, exactly that,
Me, I
exactly.
agree, because even my mom that is in Abuja, my mom has she has stablecoins.
Yeah,
Although, like she when she traveled to India the other time with a patient, she was using stable coins, and I knew that she was using it. So it's not like I feel like that assumption is kind of obsolete too, and I think this
it's
is a
poverty porn. So, for a lack of better word, it's racism. Let's just call it what it is.
yeah.
It's racism. Thinking that Africa still live in primitive age is racism. I I used to excuse it, but right now actually, when I started building, I'm actually seeing that it's actually racism because these guys don't think that they think we are all dumb. So it's not something I have to unlearn. It's sort of something that other people
has to unlearn
have to
too.
learn about Africa, have to learn about Nigeria, right? And so that's my answer.
And I think that's cool. I I understand, and it's something that I've also noticed myself, because a lot of people probably think that us here in Nigeria we have little amount of knowledge about stablecoins. But I'll quote something. I think there was a statistic that said that the amount of processed transactions in stablecoins for last year was coming from Nigeria. A lot of them. Most
Yes, yes,
Nigerians
yes,
transact in stable coins. If
yeah,
if you realize that that is a metric for Nigerians, then definitely the dogma or whatever they are trying to put in people's head that we are not um, fit for a market is wrong, right? I
yeah,
think it's wrong. I think what even further pushed us to stablecoin is when they started banning card payments. A lot of
yeah,
card payments caused most Nigerians to actually um, use stablecoins, because you could see payment platforms like Gray, Cheaper Cash, and the rest are all in stablecoins. You could easily just use stablecoins and deposit. So yeah, I think you are on point, sir. So the next question is: you are building on blockchain, but
mm,
your app feels like a traditional fintech. How do you
yeah,
achieve that? And what value proposition actually resonates with your users who don't care about decentralization? So in context, I'm saying that we understand that NectarFi doesn't feel like a normal
yeah,
Web3 platform. So how did you come up with the value that you are proposing to these people, this set of people now that do not have any business with us that care about Web3 or decentralization? Yeah.
okay, so Martin, I know we've kind of had this argument before, right? About decentralization,
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah, we have.
Okay,
I remember, I think
right.
it was on
But
a
then,
space. Yeah.
yeah, but then I think we have to ask ourselves some questions and answer these questions internally. And the questions were like, our product, was crypto a necessity for it? You understand? For our product,
Okay.
and the people we are trying to target use our products, do they really care about the whole crypto jargon, the whole blah 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 blah, this and that, decentralized, all this opium that we feed ourselves on Twitter? And we kind of found out that they do not actually care. They just want to know that our money is in US dollars. Like even our branding, we don't mention USDC, USDT. We mention US dollars, right? Because technically it's actually a US dollar. Because For every USDC in your wallet, there's a US dollar reserved for it in the bank. I hope you know that, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
now
know.
we white labeled everything to USD, right? And this in a way to kind of make people know that okay, you actually have USD. It might be a digital coin, but then it's USD. The value is always constant. And what else we did was that we eliminated the need for them to ever think about gas fees.
Hmm.
The blockchain was just a necessity because we needed something cheap and fast,
Yes.
and to bypass the whole regulatory puzzle and easy access to finance, easy access to dollar, right? So the blockchain was a perfect fit for that. But
Yeah.
apart from that, I don't think your users care about all of this stuff. Like I mean, NectarFi is a non-cost, is a self-custodial wallet, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think any of our users have actually ever tried to take out their private keys.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they really care about the private keys. They only care about that
But then,
their money is safe
but,
actually.
but then, if something happens someday that NectarFi, we kind of don't want to exist again or don't want to maintain the applications again or anything, we can easily tell people to go take out their private keys, go put it in Phantom or Software. You see, it becomes a value add, right?
Yeah. You can
It
self
becomes a
custody your
value add.
money in case of when you don't want to maintain again.
Yes, yes. Imagine when someone goes to a country that maybe NectarFi doesn't work in, and they could actually take out their seed phrase and put in another wallet that works there, and they can still see their balance. You see the composability of being able to do this, because the normal Web2 world, everything is in a database, and this database is owned by companies and private organizations.
Yeah. Like
You
a
can't share it with people. But now this database becomes something that a user could use. And so the decentralization mantra here is that you always own your stuff, right? You can decide to take out your stuff and put. You always know that NectarFi as an entity or a company does not have access at any moment, at any time to your money. You
exact.
understand? You're not going to wake up tomorrow and hear that you got hacked. So these are like decisions that we had to make, and it's been paying off quite well because it could actually give someone that doesn't understand anything about the blockchain or crypto. You give them NectarFi and they onboard and do KYC, and they now click on US bank account and they can see a US bank account that they can send someone, send them money. At that particular moment, they're not thinking about crypto, but the person will send them money in USD, right? And they will receive it in their wallet. So I mean, so those were decisions that we had to make, and we figured out our customers don't really care about all of this stuff that we care about. So
So
that was
let
what happened.
so in essence, you're saying that you guys found out that your customers do not care about the daily crypto jargons that we all try to deceive
They
ourselves
don't, they
about.
don't, they don't even want to hear it.
Yeah,
If you
I
think
think
about it, you think you're a scammer.
you guys succeeded to eliminate all that from the interface. So that means
Yeah,
that means I want to ask a question. So now, if they are going to be depositing with blockchain, how do you normally tell them that they should deposit? Is it that they should create or there is an off ramp process if people have
so,
available?
so now, yeah, we built in a way that everybody feels comfortable.
Okay,
If you don't understand crypto or stable coins,
okay,
you don't ever have allowed to stable coins on NectarFi.
okay,
If you NectarFi, we actually give you a virtual Naira account.
okay,
Anytime you click on the Naira account and you send money to you, just like you send money to your OPay, you
okay.
send money to them, it settles into your wallet as USDC. So we kind of auto convert the Naira into USDC for you.
Okay, so that
So
means
now you're no longer thinking about crypto or anything, because you are seeing the money in your wallet and that money is US dollar. And if you want to send it out, you see the same process. I want to send 5,000 to somebody. You're not going to be typing I want to send to USDC. No, just type 5,000 and the money will be sent to the person. So
so
we do
okay, go ahead, go ahead. I'm listening.
two factors. Don't need to think about
Okay, so in essence, you people
it.
implemented an off-ramp process that allows the users to actually convert their naira, so they could pay in naira. So even if it's 1 million, 2 million, and it's automatically converted to the US dollar. I think that's the same
Converted
thing. that platforms like Super Cash and the rest are doing. I think it's now composable for anybody. So if you have crypto exposure, you can just deposit your USDC. If you do not have crypto exposure, then you can deposit in Naira. And then I think that's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, I think so. So okay, my next question is, why did you prioritize withdrawal first approach? I remember that you said earlier that in NectarFi you can easily withdraw your money anytime that you want, not that they will lock it up for you. And how does this your psychology in terms of this your approach? How does this reflect your understanding of the Nigerian user psychology around money and trust?
So we are living in a trustless society, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the idea for us was that no matter what is happening, people should be able to take out their phone.
Okay, that's true.
For NectarFi, it's always being about self sovereignty. People should always be able to take out their phone. Nothing, no, it shouldn't be anywhere that a user wasn't able to take out their money. They should always be able to take out their money. So I think that answers the question. It was the most important thing for us. Nigeria is a trustless society. If you put money there and there's no way you can take it out, it becomes a problem. So
To
we
them.
made it so that everybody can always be able to take out their money.
Okay, I think that's a valid reason. So the next question is, okay, for example now, how do your users using discovered NectarFi, how do they start using the product? So just give me a typical journey of how a typical user starts using NectarFi. What is the process to them getting started? How does it feel like when they want to use the product? So how do you change? How do you convert first-time users to regular users?
So we right now we have not actually started any marketing, any external marketing. So it's always word of mouth. I'm always going direct to people that have the problem that we need to solve the problem for them,
Okay,
especially people that they have their children staying in the US
okay,
or in the UK, but their children need to send money to them. Using all these other options like LMFI or bank, it takes time and the charges are very, very exorbitant, right? But with NectarFi, they can easily send money from the UK to your NectarFi account in it settles under 1 minute, and you see your money in your NectarFi account. And now you can easily offer 50 naira and do whatever you want to do. So we are always going to these people to talk to them, show them what NectarFi could do. So that has already been the user journey for us now. But with our WhatsApp self-service launching very soon, maybe by next week, and
okay,
our mobile app now very soon, we are going to be doing extensive referral journey where we refer people and sort of kind of earn some rebates or points depending on the outcome that the users make.
okay,
Launching a lot of marketing, a whole lot of workshop around freelancing because I sort of believe that education is the best form of advertisement, right?
mm-hmm.
So when people are being taught about or enlightened about how they can earn money online, and you as a company, you are indeed journey with them. If they're able to start getting where they can earn money online, I mean, you are going to always be the person that they trust to help them process this money that they are earning, right? So
Yes.
that's what we are working on.
So I know you mentioned a little bit about it, but I just wanted to like re-expatiate on that. So I wanted to say, how do you acquire users without traditional crypto marketing channels? So what
So
is the
that's what I'm saying. Word of mouth. We go to the people that need this directly. We go and talk to them, demo it for them, and they try it out and see that it's working.
okay? Okay, that's cool. So So now, I know most of your users, they don't have any interaction to in the game of Twitter and the rest, or on chain, or they don't tweet. So my question is, how do you measure the engagement and build trust with them, especially those ones that are skeptical about new financial products? How do you keep them engaged and build that trust system between them? Is it by telling about the new features? What exactly do you guys do to build this trust so far?
So trust is earned, is not given, right?
Yeah, sure.
So we are this. Just like I said, it's always been word of mouth, jumping on calls and meetings with these people, doing NectarFi for them, being there to answer their questions, working
Hmm.
on things that see any feature that they kind of mention, and we look at it and we're like, okay, we need this feature. We work on the feature, right? So that has just been it. We haven't been around for a while, so that question wouldn't actually. We don't have the strategy for that now. But what we are doing right now is sort of word of mouth and on other things.
Yeah, I think that's cool. So we already know that word of mouth plays a very big role in your channels and your local
Yeah.
strategy. So I think it's a very big role in your local strategy. Yeah. So how did you handle the technical complexity of Solana while keeping your UX simple? What's happening in NectarFi beyond the scenes? So like, what is the core process that goes on beyond the scenes when people generate the yield? I know you've already mentioned that in terms of the Naira account, that the money is off ramped. So that's one technical process that happens behind the scene to USDC, and also that the users have a custodial wallet in in your platform, right? So my question now is, what happens behind the scenes, like that? Why the US is simple? How does the yield come out from? Like, what happens behind the scene that brings the yield for the users?
So we actually use Pena for our youth,
Okay.
right? So what happens behind this in generally is a sort of like user deposit money, and the money is converted to what we call USD star. Now
Mhm.
USD star is a token 2022, so it earns yields on its own. Like the yield is sort of like auto generated and put in. So you don't need to do any other thing or lock up your money. The yield is being accrued into the token itself. So let's say you put $1 today on NectarFi, and the yield is supposed to be like 5% per year. At the end of the year, you are going to get that your $1 plus the extra 5%. But it doesn't mean that quantity of the token you have is going to increase. It's just the price that will increase.
Yeah, I know
So
about interest bearing tokens. I think we
yeah,
are doing something similar to that with our projects too.
yeah. So at the end of the day, like when we actually think about it, why we use Solana, it was because of composability. Right? Nobody has time for EVM and the thousands of L2 that they have. So like, what we're actually doing is at the back end, all the transactions. Solana has speed. Solana have low cost transactions. Solana is composable. Then you could interact with a whole lot of different protocols at the same time without hurting the end user. We also use Jupyter to make sure that we get the best prices at every moment in time. So that was pretty much an easy choice for us to make.
So it means Solana is so that shout out to Perena and Solana for your
Yeah,
Perena, Solana. So what happens in behind the scenes is Perena for yield bearing, Solana for its speed and the housing of the stablecoin token extensions. And also, what
yeah,
also happened is that with Jupiter, you guys get the best prices at all time.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's a lot, and that's awesome. So we wanted to know right now what are the major partnerships or I know that you've mentioned most of your integrations, so let's not talk about the integrations that you have already. So let's talk about the partnerships that you have that has been most valuable to your users. So what are those
Mm,
key strategic partners in your business model that makes your business to be better as it is today?
okay, so basically, I would say it's Perena because we use them for our yield.
Okay.
We're a member of the stable bank alliance, stable bank network.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing is that we are using Bridge for the USD and Euro orchestration. So yeah, Perena and Bridge, I think they are sort of like the most important alliance that we have. And also Privy, we're using Privy
For
for
your
wallet
wallet.
and
So
yeah.
that,
So
please, can you like expatiate on what Privy does? Bridge does. I didn't get what you said by bridge. Thank you.
So for Privy, we're using Privy for our wallets
Yeah.
and security. For Bridge, Bridge is you use them for orchestration. So if you go on NectarFi now and you do your KYC, you'll be able to sort of generate a virtual US and a UK bank account,
Okay.
and these are things we could use to do a whole lot of things in terms of receive money, send out money, from
Oh,
USD to any bank account, to any US bank account, any UK bank account. So that's what we use Bridge for.
so that means bridges allows you guys to be able to create virtual accounts.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So that means you have some huge partnerships there. So
Yeah.
how do you price your product or structure your fees for your target market? Like, walk me through exactly how you guys make money. Is it by transactions? Is it by subscription? Like, what's the model?
So we make money by transaction fees, but I
Okay.
don't know what you mean by I should walk you through our business
No,
model.
no, 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 no,
Am
no,
I?
no, no, no. I'm just like I want to know like if you guys have like one type of a business model or multiple type
Yeah,
of.
yeah. So our business model is mostly on transaction fees.
So every time anybody makes any transaction, like whether it is sending money or receiving money or
No,
the, okay,
the way you do transactions in terms of off-ramping money or receiving money from the US or the UK or off-ramping money or ramping money from Naira, your NectarFi wallets, those are the type of things we charge for. Saving money, we don't charge you for saving money. Receiving USDC from another wallet to your wallet, we don't charge you for that. It's only or sending out USDC from your wallet to another wallet. We don't charge for that. It's only where you have to do anything that has to do with touching fiat. We charge money for that, and we also make money from the FS spread.
oh, okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So this question is a little bit is going to be take more of like your understanding. So I want you to like be able to like give me something so we can take. So what constraints, regulatory in terms of regulation, in terms of finance, type of technical, that shaped this particular product decision? Like, what are your biggest operational costs and challenges right now? Like we wanted to know like how does these constraints shape your decision in the direction of NectarFi?
So the truth is that the the beauty of building on top of the blockchain is that is it makes everything relatively way cheaper. I mean, we've not wasted any money up to date. Next five is purely bootstrap. I've been able to build up more than like 80% of startups that have raised money,
Okay,
have more users than them, shipped more features than them, right?
okay,
It's because we have to move fast and break things, right? In terms of regulation. So the regulatory landscape in Nigeria is still very murky, but it wouldn't stop innovations from happening. I mean, the government and the SEC, they are sort of receptive of digital assets. There's like a clear path to regulation now.
okay.
So while we're engaging with them, it doesn't actually stop us from what we are building. And that's when NectarFi is a sort of like a fully self custodial wallet because we are not custodying people's funds. So is purely the person's money is purely their money. We are just providing tools that make using this money easy or anything. So as long as that's concerned, we are still engaging with them.
Yeah. So it means that you guys, the constraints in terms of financial allowed you guys to be able to bootstrap, and you guys were able to achieve something, a lot of things that normally product that are startups that have raised will not be able to
Yeah,
do right now
that's
due to your bootstrap. And also the regulatory constraint has allowed you guys to be able to um, create NectarFi like a custodian wallet in order to
yeah.
evade or prevent any future situation such as for custody of digital assets. I think that's lovely.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what are the so I know that every business has like the major activities they do every week, or let's say every day. But let me just talk about the week since it's a software fintech. So what are the critical activities right now that you guys do that if you guys do not do them in a week, the whole system is definitely going to break?
I don't understand. What do you say?
Like, what are the key activities, like the critical activities people are doing now on a weekly basis on at NectarFi, that if you guys do not control them, continues doing them every week, possibly you guys might not be able to get more customers, or maybe the website might not be working or something. Like, we wanted to know like those key activities you guys do
We
critically.
don't have anything like that, boss. We don't have anything like that. That question is confusing, but yeah, the answer would be like we don't have anything like that. Or I can't even think of anything that if we don't continue doing, everything is going to come down. Maybe it's because of the way we design Nectarfy. So we don't have something like that.
Okay, so NectarFi is like it's like fully functional, like
Yeah,
autonomously. Okay,
yes.
I think that's awesome. So, how do you balance mobile optimization? Like, how do you maintain your technical infrastructure such that while you guys are maintaining security at one end, the thing is also usable? Like, you do not go too far in terms of security that it becomes so complex, considering the fact that you guys are using digital wallets and stuff like that, that it doesn't go too far that it's no longer usable for your target users.
What do you say?
Like what I meant was, I know that you are trying to optimize your product, the website, the product you are offering for
Mm,
maximum security in terms of since it is going to be each user is going to be self-custodying their asset. My question is, how
mm.
do you maintain this security and at the same time do not risk maintaining the security for the usability of your platform? Like you still make sure that the platform is still usable, the UX is fine and everything. How did you do that? Like what's your approach to that?
So the number one thing for Nectify is that if you can't be able to um run Netlify on your phone, you are not our target audience, right?
Okay.
So we are not saying, oh, you can use Netlify without Wi-Fi, oh, you can use this on your Nokia Touch or anything. No, you can't use Netlify on your Nokia Touch. You have to use Netlify on a good Android,
Phone.
any phone that can run WhatsApp. You can be able to use Netlify because
Okay.
we have the WhatsApp version coming soon, right?
Okay.
So for our this thing
Security.
for our users is always
Hello?
I'm coming. For our users is always about what's it called? Um for our users, anybody that probably cannot be able to afford the the type of phones that NectarFi should be on are not our target audience, and we are not trying to kind of optimize for them. You understand?
Okay.
The only thing that we are doing is to make sure that for people that will use NectarFi, the US and the UI is as simple as ABC for them. So
Okay. Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's awesome. So the next question is, I know everybody that has a product brings the product out to to the internet for everybody to use. But then you realize that what you thought that was going to the product was going to be used for is not what some people might end up using it for. For example, so the question is, what usage pattern has surprised you the most from what you've seen from users in NectarFi? What I'm trying to say is, how do people actually use your product versus how you intended them to use it? Like maybe you said, okay, they are going to be using it like this, and you end up discovering that people use it in another way.
So that's a very good question because most people use NectarFi for savings, most people use it for payments, most people use it for off ramp and on ramp.
Okay.
So we are not particularly concerned about that. What we did was that we made sure that we optimize each of the features that it works well for anyone that wants to use it.
Okay. 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 Thank you. So, what would you tell a Silicon Valley founder now that is trying to build a similar product in Nigeria? What would be
Don't
your advice for them?
don't,
And
don't build anything from Silicon Valley for Nigerians. You don't understand our market, and probably never will. So I don't have an advice for that.
so, okay, so you don't have anything that you think that they will get wrong, like you would have given them an advice or something.
No, I don't offer my advice for free, so they should hire an African or a Nigerian to do the work. I don't think you can be in Silicon Valley and be able to build products for emerging markets where you don't even understand the culture or the nuance. So that doesn't make sense.
Okay, okay. So, what's one design decision that you think that that you are building with NectarFi that you think most people who are chanting Web3, Web3, Web3 that they should actually copy from you? Like, how do you balance? How would they? How would you want them to balance local
Self
optim?
custody is king. No matter what you are doing, self custody is king. Many people will not understand it now or might not care about it, but self custody is king. Always make sure that people have a way that they can go out of your platform. Self custody is king.
Mhm. So, how do you balance your local optimization with a global vision? I know definitely as you are building Nectarfy, you definitely are not targeting only Nigeria in the near future. So, how do you balance your local optimization while still having the goal of a global product in mind?
Mm, So we are just sort of figuring it out.
Okay.
What we do next five is that we want to solve for our market first before we start thinking about the whole global vision or anything. So for now, actually, we are fully focused on solving the Nigerian problem. After Nigeria, we can expand it to another market. So we are not sort of aiming high to sort of get ourselves confused. We are strictly focused into solving the immediate Nigerian issues. So that's the first.
So, what's the biggest misconception that global Web3 builders have about African or Nigerian users? And how do you think that these constraints has led to?
I think I answered that already
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah. I
second
think you do, but I just wanted to mention it so I could like echo it for them to get the idea about it. But
No,
now,
I don't think I just mentioned. So if I would say Africans are not dumb,
okay,
we have phone, we have internet. Our internet might not be as robust as the ones over there, but we have access to the internet. We are not primitive as they think. They should stop thinking that use blockchain without Wi-Fi or a feature phone would be able to wow our mind or boom. It doesn't do shit for us because we actually have Apple phones, we have good Android phones, we have internet. So when you are building a product, if it's for emerging markets, stop saying banking the unbanked. Anybody in Nigeria now that is not banked doesn't want to be banked. It's not like there are no tools or anything that will bank them. We have OPay, we have money point, we have from the smallest of the this thing to the biggest. In fact, like the Nigerian banking system is much more advanced than ones you see anywhere in the world, and that's not me boasting, right? So they should stop thinking. banking the unbanked or no Wi-Fi, but you can use your crypto is a good thing to say. I think it's racist, so that's it for me.
Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to round up. So how do you see this product NectarFi in the next 2 years? And what features or use cases that you are trying to unlock, sir?
What?
How do you see NectarFi in the next 2 years? So what features do you think about rolling out in the next 2 years from now?
So how I see NectarFi next is because it becomes a true financial companion
Okay.
for every Nigerian, for every serious business person, for
Okay.
every company. And those are the features that we are optimizing for. A
Hmm.
world where you can do a whole lot of things, where you can take out credits from NectarFi, a world where you can get overdraft from NectarFi, a world where you can use your credit card on NectarFi, like a world where every of your financial transaction is unified on NectarFi. So that's the world we are looking out for.
Okay. So our last question is going to be: what metrics currently that you guys have that you can share for us that shows that you guys have been making progress in terms of product market fit, whether it's the amount of users people have, the amount of
we
value.
have we have not yet cracked product market fit, but we just in 1 month that we launched and we have 400 users, more than $40,000 in savings, have processed $70,000. So I think it's not much, but it's honest work.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that's not much, but that's actually my honest work. So thank you very much, Danny, for having me in this call and coming, having the chance to actually be with us. Okay, okay. Probably, I think I should ask this question. Probably you might have something related to it. If you could resign how DeFi ecosystem is working from the scratch, what would you want people to do differently based on your local experience?
Mm, to be honest, nothing.
Okay. So,
DeFi was the way it should work.
okay. So that means there's no major thing you want to change, and everything is cool with you then.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. So Danny, I thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to be able to learn from you and your perspective in terms of the Nigerian market, about blockchain, about startup, about everything in terms of products and everything. We really appreciate this 1 hour you've had with us. And we would love to do this with you some other time. So thank you very much, sir, for coming. I appreciate you.
I thank you.
Is there any other thing you want to tell us, an advice to founders or anybody trying to build something in Nigeria, a fellow Nigerian founder?
No, no.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very
Okay,
much, Danny.
bye.
Dad, bye.
Bye.
Thanks. So this is Marvin, and we just finished having Danny in the call. It was quite short, but I felt like it was a whole lot of alpha packed in this particular conversation. And it's very lovely to have Danny with us. And thank you all. My name is Marvin, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks.